Hey Angels, this is the weekly love reading. We're going to get started with the dice with email, stay in bed, and cocktail. And Spirit still says email. This could definitely be a means of contacting someone. Dirty movie. It could also be a means of contacting somebody, texting, and maybe sending pictures, sending videos. And eat cake. This could be about something celebratory, or you know, use your imagination. This is the love reading. Okay, with the cards, we're starting with opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dress to impress. Could be a proposal, engagement, something else, date. Travel. Long distance communication will open up your life. Exciting experiences for singles and career advancement for others. And lastly, sunshine. The sun is shining on you, your career or career sector, and business growth. Fabulous communication and relationships also. So this week, Mercury retrograde does begin. Also, I mentioned it last week, but I didn't mention it yesterday in the general. The nodes switch. So the north node leaves Gemini, enters Taurus. The south node leaves Sagittarius, enters Scorpio. And that could be a reason why we're beginning with the Queen of Pentacles. It does represent the sign of Taurus most directly. Also, of course, the energy of Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, which will be in retrograde. And Capricorn, where Venus currently also in retrograde is located. Venus, the ruler of Taurus. So there's a lot going on with the earth energy right now, as you can see. May represent an actual person in your life, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. But I really feel it's about preparation. It's about getting ready. You see this lady, she is luxuriating. You know, she looks very independent. She looks very comfortable. She is surrounded by nature and living beings and living plants and animals. So growth, expansion, fertility, abundance. And she is followed by the Eight of Pentacles, which is about putting in an effort and then reaping what you sow. So like where you put your effort is from where your outcome is gonna come. So this woman, having put in effort, okay, this is the success. Her dreams were fulfilled. Her goals were accomplished. Her prayers were answered. Her wishes were granted. So no more sleepless nights, no more need for worry. Everything's going to be fine. She is successful. Queen of Wands could represent most directly an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Someone who has their stuff together, can handle themselves in conflict and can figure things out and get things done. Then lastly, looks like we have the Three of Wands. I just want to give these a shuffle while I'm at it. Quick shuffle. Three of Wands, or threes in general, can be about patience. Of course, threes can be about some sort of third-party situation, particularly in the love reading. The Three of Wands upright overall is a positive card, however. It's about, again, growth, expansion, completely knocking out those goals, basically, in an effort to reach the Four of Wands, which is the successful manifestation. Overall energy here now is surprise. A disappointment will be followed by a pleasant surprise. An invitation could bring love to those who are searching. Yeah. Four of Cups just fell away, but it was in reverse. So Four of Cups in reverse means that we're getting out of that. And energy we had been wallowing around, in self-pity, so to speak. Look, now we got the Queen and the King of Pentacles here, both upright. So this is abundance. This is, soulmate, twin flame energy when you have the King and the Queen showing up together. The Knight now of Pentacles also. Also upright. And there's the page. The page is in reverse though. So some sort of message or maybe offer could be delayed. Maybe it'll be affected by Mercury retrograde. There's the Empress. So all of the positive, like the real strong Pentacles cards, because this is technically one too, right? Represents the planet Venus, again, ruler of Taurus, the goddess and planet of love, abundance, of money. We have her showing up as well. In front of everything's going to be fine. So I bet a lot of us are feeling like sort of anxious and nervous and paranoid. Maybe we had been experiencing difficulties in our finances or in love or in fertility maybe, or in growth, trying to grow something, expand something. And we just feel like, we're out of it. We're out of the game. But again, everything is going to be fine. We have the Ace of Swords. So there will be like a new start, a new beginning for those seeking one, new energy coming to you. Maybe some truth coming out where there had been misunderstanding or even malicious like gossip or something to correct the record, and then everything will be fine. Ace of Cups, right? Then the new beginning will come. On that note, I'm going to cut. And the overall energy is again the King of Pentacles. He is now in reverse, however. Last but not least, like I said, we're starting with the Three of Wands. And then I see behind it also upright is Major Arcana card 21, the World. This is kind of like another Three of Wands for me, but of course much stronger. It is Major Arcana, but the World card has always felt like fire to me. It doesn't matter the deck, it always feels like fire. So I definitely attribute it to fire energy of the karmic nature. So it could be Jupiter, it could be Mars, it could be both. Some sort of situation is coming to an end, and then the universe is going to ease you out of that situation. It could be a living condition, it could be a relationship, a job, any number of things. And it's probably something that you should have ended yourself, and maybe you'd already have your Four of Wands if you had, but because you procrastinated or waited around or tried to see if the grass was green on the other side, wait for something better. Like say you're in the job and you can see the job is going nowhere and you're like, I should quit. And you have opportunity. Maybe people are offering you jobs. Oh, come work for me. And, I'll make sure it's better for you. Yeah, I should. But you don't, and you sit. And then you wait so long now, you've been at this other place for so long and there are no opportunities maybe. And now you want to leave. And maybe now, because of something like what's going on with around the world, an economic crisis and so forth, maybe they got to lay off people. So now you're having to leave, and it's not your choice maybe anymore. It's not the best time for you when you had so many chances. So sometimes the universe steps in like that. It ends our situation for us because we didn't end it. And then it eases us into another one. So even if it was something like a loss of a job, I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be for anybody. The universe would still make sure that you could be, taken care of. And it's not like the tower where you're just thrust into this new situation, eased out, and then ease into another one. So you'll be taken care of until you make it to the time for the new job. And sometimes we get restless when it's the universe's turn to handle it. We're like, okay, I'm ready for this new beginning. I'm ready for this new start. And again, the threes can be a message that we're going to have to, it's going to require some patience. We're going to have to wait a little while. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude in the path toward enlightenment. And then with the Three of Wands, we have abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So we should not be worrying about whether or not something is working out, whether or not we're successfully manifesting the life or love life or situation that we want. We are, and we're not far off. We're almost to the finish line with that Four of Wands being next. So now I'll mix these up a bit too. Exes have already started coming back, calling, texting, whatever. I've only had one so far. I mean, aside from my ex-husband, my children's father. I speak to him, fairly regularly. But only one ex-boyfriend. He's the type, though, like he called, and I missed the call because I was playing video games with my kids. And so I text him because I didn't want to call because by then it was like really kind of late. I text him like, "Oh, sorry, I missed your call, whatever." And I told him what I was doing, and never heard from him again because he's the type he'll get the type that gets an attitude, and it's like, okay, now I'm not gonna call you back or text you or respond. He'll be alright. Whenever Mercury decides to dig him back up, I'll hear from him. All right. Here we go. Our overall energy is strength this week. And this can be about rectifying situations, whether we reconcile and get back together with somebody or, just at least agree to be agreeable, make apologies, accept apologies, and then go our separate ways. Strength can help us with all of that. Of course, represents the sign of Leo most directly. And true strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and strength. And I'm going to use first the Rider-Waite cards. So, fire signs, your card this week, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is the Magician, upright. Very nice. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. 8 of Wands, upright. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could be better, but it's not the worst either. And last but not least, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is. That could definitely be better too. Looks like some fear still surrounding you guys. And possibly preventing a King of Pentacles from coming forward. That could be what's blocking him. Fear. So this King of Pentacles, he may be somebody from your past, first of all. And now I'm seeing that the only thing separating him in terms of the cards from the Queen of Pentacles is the 6 of Cups. So this, again, is probably a soulmate couple. Soulmate connection that just needs a little work and they could come together. But the King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who doesn't necessarily know his worth. Like he feels his value is connected to the material or money or a job, particular job or career path, whether or not he's a boss. And if he's not those things, if he's going through some sort of issues or something right now in his work or lack thereof, or just like with his salary, or he's not happy where he is, maybe in life financially or in a material sense. And I definitely feel that somebody, a water sign that's dealing with this, that's why they're stuck in this place. That's why they feel trapped. They feel like I don't make enough money, I can't provide, I can't or I can't afford to date, I can't get out there, or I don't measure up to this partner that I'm interested in, this potential love interest, or this person that I could be with. They're on a higher level than me, and they're not seeing the value in themselves as a human being, separate and apart from material things. And especially if this is somebody from your past and or a soulmate connection, they, almost 100% don't care about, those material things. If you guys have been separated or whatever, and you may have been separated from an air sign, because you got the air energy here, and of course you got this air energy here that they've been through some sort of hurt as well. And this is actually the placement that's representative of the earth signs. So it may be water and air. Again, water broke air's heart because they probably had to break up, or felt they had to break up, or just fail to come forward, fail to ever start a relationship in the first place because they don't feel they can like afford to, you know. But of course, this King of Pentacles in reverse is not only for the water signs or for the air signs. It's an overall energy, so it's for all of us. Um, if you're single and looking for love, then you may meet somebody new now who works in some sort of like financial field. Maybe they're a financier or a banker, um, some sort of advisor or something, broker, and um, there may be like a large disparity in your incomes. Like they may make a lot more money than you, or at least appear to. So a lot of these people are working on their own or working on commission, and so they have to look the part, fake it till you make it, but they don't necessarily actually make a lot of money. Whatever the case is, be open minded about it. Don't put any unnecessary constructs, man made constructs on yourself, like a man has to make more than a woman, or a woman has to make less than a man. Uh, a man has to be the provider. That, it's honestly the way a lot of us like it, but many people don't require that. Or even those of us that like that don't require that a lot of the time. Especially again when it comes to a genuine soulmate connection, that has more value. For a woman especially, and a feminine energy, a spiritual connection, a soul level connection, um, is probably invaluable for us, and there's not much that we wouldn't, if we could have that in a genuine way, not much that we wouldn't be willing to sacrifice in order to have it. It just makes everything more meaningful. Intimacy, of all levels, of all types, emotional intimacy, being vulnerable with somebody. It's just being in their space and being around them and feeling safe. Of course, sexual intimacy and all that is just all that much more to it when there is the spiritual connection. So moving on from that and understanding all that about our overall energy to the card for the fire signs this week, Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, which most directly represents the planet Mercury, so it could be tied to the retrograde in some way. Ruler of the signs of Gemini and Virgo. The card most directly represents the sign of Gemini, though. And it's all about in love. It can be a very mysterious card. If you're single and you're looking, then this could be a time when you're likely to meet somebody new. So not necessarily an ex, although again, that is in the cards for all of us. It seems with the King, or you could meet your soulmate for the first time now. Two is a possibility with that 6 of Cups there. Meet somebody new, and this person is sort of looking for you as you're looking for them, even if you've never met before. Again, that's the way a soulmate connection is, a spiritual connection. Energetically, you've been trying to draw each other, into one another's lives. And you may actually be successful with that in the very near future. Whether they find you actually depends on you. If you're, inaccessible, and I understand that a lot of us are inaccessible. It's not voluntary. We're stuck in the house because of what's going on, depending upon where one may live or something. But, maybe that's all we got to consider. Dirty movie, right? Go on, do some online dating. Try that. Let's see how that works for you. Especially since the Mercury is in Aquarius. Aquarius is the energy that's representative of things like online dating. You just need to, somehow be out there, making yourself available to be found, if you want to be found, and you will be found with this Magician energy. If you're already in a relationship, especially, like a long-term relationship, it's likely to deepen and just get a lot more enjoyable and committed and, meaningful. So spiritual, maybe. Even if, like, nothing tangible or concrete seems to have changed, when you think about it, somehow your perception of the situation and relationship will, and definitely for the better. 8 of Wands in general, not necessarily tied to love, but in general, It can be about things suddenly moving where they had been stuck. It can also be about communication coming towards you when it's upright like this. Um, but specific to love, it's kind of like the total opposite, honestly. Um, it can it can be about you feeling that you're ready for a commitment, especially if you have somebody in mind, you have a particular love interest, and you're just like waiting for this thing to pop off, a crush, a love interest, or whatever, or an actual partner, and you're waiting for it to become more committed. You're waiting for it to deepen. You're waiting for them to make the new move, and it just seems like it's just like never happening. Um, a commitment that just doesn't seem to be coming ever. It's important to remember not to push this person before they're ready. You don't want to try to get into the relationship by force, right? And then that's not helpful to you, because a lot of times when we do come on too strong like that, we end up pushing people away rather than attracting them to ourselves. The card shows up, if it's not about communication, then it shows up to suggest to you that you distract yourself if necessary, and trust that this love interest, crush, partner, will be back or be closer, come nearer, like before you know it. And this too may be a consequence of Mercury retrograde, or some other transit right now. We've got so much going on. We've got Jupiter and Neptune both in Pisces, Venus in Capricorn retrograde too. A lot happening. There's a full moon coming up. So, in Cancer, I believe. Anyway, and when they do come back, they very, very likely will be making you some sort of offer of love, the offer of love that you've been hoping for, and not where you'll have to like try to draw it out of them. Could even be like on a silver platter, like here's everything you ever wanted, and it'll be your like reward or payoff for being patient. So these cards, or this card rather, could definitely be tied to the world that we saw in the beginning. So like being the end of a cycle, and as well as the Three of Wands that we saw in the beginning. Air signs, Three of Swords can mean just similar to the upright version. Some sort of misunderstanding is happening. There's a level of sadness or sorrow or separation. A relationship may have just ended. You could have had a breakup. Or one that you thought would have come together by now, similar to what I was saying for the earth signs, still hasn't. Maybe there's a situation between air and earth. We're waiting for the King of Pentacles. He hasn't shown up yet, so we feel this way. If that's the case, then and you're still feeling this sadness or pain or separation or hurt or whatever, allow yourself to feel whatever is associated with that comes up to be felt. As long as you don't end up in a place of, oh, what was me? Like the Three of Swords in reverse can also be about emerging from those feelings, and like making a comeback, being ready to get back out there soon. You're headed toward your rest and recovery, sort of like with the Four of Swords. There's a borderline, though. It's like a thin line between love and hate, kind of, and the need to make sure that we don't slip into like a depression and start beating up on ourselves. Instead, that we continue to move forward toward, again, that rest, that recovery, that rejuvenation, where we get our groove back and we're ready to fully get back out there. Last but not least, you water signs may be with a partner that is not right for you, that's actually bad for you. And you sort of feel like, well, it's better than nothing. And you could have gotten stuck there, like with that world energy. Maybe you're in a party of three situation that you're in, and you don't deserve, and you should get out of it. But you're just feeling sort of stuck in it, or at least I still got a man, at least I still got a woman, or whatever it is. And if that's the case, you really do need to like reevaluate and rethink. Like being in an unhealthy relationship is far worse than being alone. And being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. We should be comfortable with ourselves where we can be alone. without being lonely. If you're single and looking, then this is one of those cards that says, asks you to first look at how well, again, you love yourself. Are you able to even be alone without being lonely? Do you like your own company? And if you're not sure of that, then that's something you need to assess and evaluate too. But someone else can't, it, has a message that someone else can't just like come along and fix us or make us happy. We have to start from where we are with us and with a relationship with ourselves and move from there. So that is the weekly message for each element. Let's do a cross spread for the collective here. Well, you know what? Let's use these little ones to give each element a fortune cookie too, and then we'll do the cross. So for the fire, we've got declutter. Declutter your life. Let go of correspondence, objects, and people that you no longer want. Someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. Earth signs, romance. Love is set to sizzle. The chance for romance is high for those who are seeking a connection. So again, you just got to put yourself out there and seek it, and it's seeking you too, let it find you. Air signs. Tough and trying times. Yep, that sounds like the Three of Swords we just got. Tough times ahead. Think long term and make decisions accordingly. Avoid negative people at all costs. So it's like think long term, like this. If you are somebody who's dealing with those feelings now, fresh, as opposed to a past situation, everything is temporary. All of these, that feeling is temporary. It's going to go away. So what are you going to do after that? What are you going to do long term? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? What kind of relationship do you want to have? If any. All that stuff is where we need to focus. And last but not least, the water signs. You got jealousy. Watch who you trust with your personal secrets and plans. Spend time outdoors with nature to reconnect and to replenish. So doing 3 cards, recent past, near future, message from higher self, 3D life, heart of the matter. We will see if anything is crossing that this week too. How about that? Okay. So for the recent past, we have the 10 of Wands. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. There probably was a sense of imbalance either in our relationship between us and a partner, or in our own personal lives, where we were like taking on too much, carrying on too much, and unable to at all nurture our relationships, or to even maybe have time to have a relationship. We may have missed out on an opportunity to connect with somebody, a love interest, a crush, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities, possibly because we were caught up with other things. We have too much on our plates, and this would have been a genuine opportunity for real love. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. For others of us, this was sort of like a heart versus head decision that we needed to make, that maybe we didn't make in time, or we just failed to make altogether, and that caused an opportunity. But again, it would be because it was just too much on our plate, too much going on. We were just too stressed out. But near future. You're doing a lot better. Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess, represents the sign of Gemini as well as that of water signs in traditional tarot. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. In love and relationship, this is a highly mysterious woman, and often it's a feminine energy, so it's often a woman, and she may give you a sense that she is unattainable, inaccessible, and she may actually be. You'll have to think about that. You'll have to see what your intuition is telling you, what your gut feelings are telling you. She may also be older than you. So there could be some sort of age difference. Maybe that is why there's also this sort of sense of like, I'm not worthy. This person is too much for me. Right? This feminine energy is out of my league. Sort of thing. But you're going to have to think about whether or not you're going to continue to let those kinds of thoughts that again are like man-made constructs of how society feels about different people being together or not, if you're going to let that cause you to miss out or not. Because again, this is a genuine like soulmate connection. With the Two of Cups showing up, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. And this can be an opportunity to walk away from, the previous conflicts, maybe to walk toward happiness. With the Eight of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. Message from higher self. We have the Page of Wands, who is outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. The Page of Wands could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe somebody younger than you. Maybe somebody, like I said here, age difference, or just like a very youthful, maybe even playful kind of person. Maybe less mature than you, not necessarily to say just that they act silly, but maybe in different areas of your life they haven't, they still want to hang out, they still want to play, not that that's a bad thing, but maybe that's less mature than you. If this is not an actual person in your life, it could be, like I said, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. But if it is not, then it can just be representative of an energy of something that's going to get moving. Wands are about movement. It can involve travel, maybe meeting somebody while you're traveling, or while somebody's visiting your town, they may meet, and or it could be connected to your employment. Maybe you meet somebody through employment or at work. And the Page of Wands can also be something about finishing something that you started like in the past. So it can also be about a relationship being reconciled somehow. And we do have more of this fire energy that is perhaps, again, specifically Sagittarius and or Jupiter, with Major Arcana card 14, balance or temperance showing up. So temperance for me is a card of, in love, it can be about balance. Maybe one person feeling like they do more than the other, and sort of measuring, I'm giving more than you're giving. And a lot of the times that not even being true, it's just like a perception. So there's a need to talk about something, figure it out. Temperance is also about negotiations and collaborations and compromise. So maybe where we didn't see eye to eye, in the past, or, on a situation even now, we figure out how we can, or how we can just continue to, just move on. Eight of Cups. Just move on from it. Like it's not that, and realize it's not that important, and keep it moving. Sometimes this is about things like age differences, or, racial differences, cultural differences, religious differences, whatever, and that people put up, again, man-made constructs, and they believe or perceive that because these things exist, they can't be together. And this is about realizing that that's not true, and deciding how we can work it out and keep it moving. Possibly involving yet another character. Actually, this, like I said, in traditional tarot represents the sign of Sagittarius. For me, can also involve an Aquarius because of the water bearer on the front, and may also be tied because of that Aquarius energy to the Mercury retrograde, perhaps. And the Sagittarius or Jupiter energy could be tied to Pisces also. Both Jupiter and Neptune located in Pisces currently. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. This could be another character, possibly a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Or this can be then representative of maybe that disparity between us. Possibly it has something to do with material things or money. This can be about an energy that's been like a long time coming. And maybe that's caused some sort of frustration. That's what we have to negotiate or collaborate or compromise about. But I would say it's finally here. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the deck that's considered to always reach its goal and to keep its commitments. Yeah, I was getting something about the material. I lost it. Anyway, it's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. So that's the 3D. I mean, that's the higher message from the higher self. 3D. It's the Lovers again. The Love is here. That Love is here. And, okay. The 5 of Wands. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide that your matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. So it's possible that this is about conflict with another person and or about being conflicted. If that's the case, if it's about conflict with another person, if we're able to at all avoid the conflict, like if you see it arising and you can walk away and not give it energy, then choose to do that. Don't choose violence, right? Choose peace. But on a more positive sense, this card for me can also sometimes be representative of the planet Mars, which I'm pretty sure is located in Sagittarius, which the sun represents. Mars, the planet of action and aggression. So like pursuit, really trying to make something happen. And the sun, in a general sense, about positive things, positive outcomes. Again, it does represent the sign of Sagittarius most directly. For me, also Leo, because Earth's star, the sun, is actually the ruler of the sign of Leo. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. But actually, in the tarot, specific to love, the sun can be about a need for a break. Maybe from each other. Maybe together. If you find that you're having conflict and you have an opportunity to take a break from each other, you want to preserve this very genuine relationship, there is genuinely a soulmate relationship, and not mess it up, allow each other to take space from one another and to just come back together maybe after the retrograde or after whatever it is getting up your skirt and irritating you. Again, alternatively, this can be about pursuit of a relationship, maybe from somebody or of somebody from whom you had been taking a break, you had been separated. Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries, like the ram here, as well as Scorpio. We just had also, again, the South Node leaving Sagittarius, moving into Scorpio. That may have something to do with it too. For some of us, and this can really be like, I'm trying to reach this person. I'm in pursuit of this person from whom I've been taking a break. I'm trying to reach them, and this is the reason, right? A genuine soulmate connection. And at the heart of the matter, wow. It's another High Priestess, first of all. This is why I use these cards, because I like the repeating cards. We got the High Priestess here, we got the High Priestess here at the heart of the matter. So, it's in the near future also. This energy is going to carry over. This is the time to pause and to reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. So remember what I said about the actual high priestess, if she's a person, of woman or feminine energy. She may feel sort of out of your league. I mean, it's possible that she is like unreachable, unattainable, unavailable, emotionally unavailable, something. Sometimes that is going to be the case. But for the most part, don't let it scare you. Again, pay attention to your intuition, trust your gut, trust yourself, trust what you're feeling about your connection with this person, especially with these two aces here. Aces are very auspicious, and especially when there's more than one. We got two showing up here together, and it is the Ace of Earth and the Ace of Swords. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. And actually, if I'm thinking about the mythology now, it just came to me. This could be Venus and Mercury. Both Venus and Mercury are rulers of an earth sign and an air sign. And they're very good, friends, or they're said to be very good friends. Venus is feminine. Mercury is sort of androgynous. He's like neither male nor female, neither masculine nor feminine. So non-binary. And said to be the child of what planet? I forget what planet. But then the stepson of, this is why they call him masculine, they call him a son, but then they say he's like non-binary. The stepson of Jupiter, which is the other energy that we keep seeing, the Sagittarius. I don't know why that just came to me. But it may have some meaning for somebody. If it has meaning for you and you're like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about that or working on that or whatever, just, hit me in the comments and maybe I'll figure out what they're trying to show me too. Ace of Swords, brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation. Okay, so maybe really paying attention to your intuition, really letting the information flow to you and the clarity flow to you, and you'll be shown what you need to be shown and accurately in the truth. And that can lead to a beginning. It may be a challenging beginning, but a beginning nonetheless that will ultimately be, very abundant for you. So let it happen. And what's crossing that is the Four of Pentacles. So this is not like automatic, this here. This requires us to let go of something in order for it to actually happen. And it can be an energy, an emotion. If that's the case, it's going to be a negative emotion like the inability to forgive, or fear of commitment, fear of rejection, the search for perfection that we're never going to find. There's so many things, negative emotions that we may need to let go of. Or it can be an actual situation, like a relationship that you're currently in, or something that is holding you back. You don't belong there. And you can have a new start here if you allow for this ending. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. So it's going to be up to you, but we have a really, really beautiful chance here to get a clear message about our future and have a fresh start that could lead to marriage, children, cohabitation. Again, we got the double aces there, right there at the heart of the matter together. We got two lovers cards, two high priestesses, very hot and steamy in terms of sexual energy, with the high priestess showing up, the two of cups, so it's all there for you should you wish to use your free will to have it, to get it. Hope you guys have enjoyed the reading. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. I hope that I'm able to get this reading up to you tonight. I unfortunately forgot, and I was just like, oh shit, the love reading. So hopefully I'll be able to upload it. Namaste.